So you're thinking about starting music. But how does one? Here are some quick fire tips to help you. First things first. Audacity is not your friend. It's kind of trash for recording vocals, and here's why. Maybe you're wondering how some people can get their vocals to sound just so nice, and maybe you think it's all in the mix, but actually, it starts with you. The first thing you have to know is that I don't just sit there and do one take, start to finish. I do hundreds, but maybe not the way you think. I Frankenstein my takes together. Here's an example of what a finished vocal looks like. So here's a commission I recently worked on for a client. As you can see right here, there are many little sections. I'll zoom in on one so you can see it better. And then you can see I've crossfaded it. So every little section you see is a separate vocal recording, a separate take. And I glued them together to get the best effect. I'll let you hear what it sounds like just by itself.
All you see now, slow down. Your rhythm, baby, come on, take a beat.
And now with the music.
All you see now, slow down. Your rhythm, baby, come on, take a beat. Count like 1, 2, 3, hey.
So what I've done here is I've sang small sections, sometimes just one word or less, and selected the best takes, or rather the ones I liked best, and put them together to create a whole. And this is just something you can't do on Audacity. What I recommend you use instead is something called Cakewalk. It's easy and it's totally free. In the comments, I'll put a little guide on how to download it and how to use it. I feel like I should mention something real quick. I said earlier that it's not all in the mix, but for some things, it certainly does help. A mix polishes the sound, and the better the original sound, the better the mix makes it. It's not magic, but it can elevate. Most songs you hear today are electronic, made with electronic instruments. That means that the instruments are perfect, unless otherwise programmed, and hit notes perfectly. Us as humans, or human adjacent, are not perfect, and that's why we need pitching to match the perfect instruments. If you need pitching, that does not make you a bad singer, that just makes you just like the rest of us. So please, do not let pitching discourage you. In this song, I'm using a plugin called Waves Real-Time Tuner. And as of this recording, it's only $35, so I can definitely recommend that you get it. Here you can see what the plugin looks like. Here I fill in the key, I change the dials, and that's it. That's all you do. This is what it sounds like when it's on.
Stay in my moonlight, and just know that you'll be alright. Because your smile is like sunlight.
And this is what it sounds like when I turn it off.
Stay in my moonlight, and just know that you'll be alright. Because your smile is like sunlight.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry you had to witness that, but I want to illustrate to you that I'm certainly nowhere near perfect. If you're using Waves Real-Time Tuner and your voice sounds still robotic after adjusting the dials, maybe consider re-recording. At the end of the day, a better recording, a better result. Have you ever been recording away, and then when you stop to listen back to what you've done, it sounds nothing like what you thought? How? Well, did you by chance record your take while listening to the original vocal line? That's maybe why. Your brain does this funny thing and starts to blend the two together, confusing your voices. My advice is to learn the song first and then record with the instrumental only. Not only do you then allow yourself the space to put your own spin on it, but you'll also be more accurate with the notes. Still feeling like it's not quite there? Keep one ear out of your earphones. You should hear yourself clearly when recording to monitor what you truly sound like. You've probably seen singers put their finger in their ear during a live performance. This is to monitor themselves. I want that for you too. Are you struggling with harmonies? I know I did when I first started. My biggest tip is to turn your main line off and start by practicing notes higher and lower than the original main line. Experiment with just one note and go from there. Once you feel comfortable, turn the main line back on and sing the harmonies in time. Once it clicks, it really does. Are you not confident in what some of the terminology means? Here's maybe an idea. So we're back into my project, and here you can see all the names that I've given to my layers. You can see there's quite a lot of layers. Don't be scared. I promise it's okay. Let's start with the chorus so I can give you a better idea. So some of the terminology you might want to know. Overdubs, ad-libs, and harmonies. What's an overdub? As you can see here, I have an overdub left, and I have an overdub right. I won't bore you with the specifics, but it's best to record your overdubs twice. Sometimes even 3, sometimes even more. It depends on the effect that you want. Essentially what an overdub does is sing the main line exactly the same. But when we then take those main lines and we move it in the stereo field right and left, you get this beautiful full sound. To kind of illustrate what I mean, let me turn everything off but the main line.
Just bathe in the moonlight.
Sounds cute, but it could sound better. Do you want to know how? Let's turn on the overdubs.
Just bathe in the moonlight. Because your smiling's like sunlight.
Did you hear the difference? It's okay if you didn't, but it gives this nice full quality. Now what's an ad-lib? It's another melody, a whole separate one. I will now turn the ad-lib on so you can hear what I mean.
Just bathe in the moonlight.
So the ad-lib does another melody, but it adds to the whole picture. So what about harmonies? What are those? Harmonies are notes that sit in the specific chord or key that you're working in and will be higher or lower than your main line. I have them all separated so I can show you specifically. Here's my lower harmony. And just like the overdubs, I recorded them twice to get a nice full effect. This is what they sound like by themselves.
Bathe in the moonlight.
See, I'm doing that simple technique here where I'm singing just one note. Bathe in my moonlight. Just one note is enough to really give depth. Let's hear it with the harmonies on.
Just bathe in the moonlight.
Let's go to a part where I also have high harmonies. I did one here in the bridge, or the pre-chorus if you will. And let's listen to that together.
Feel so safe here.
It's like a little bit of spice. And then here at the end, everything together.
Just believe that you can shine.
The last thing I want to mention in this guide is your recording environment, because your surroundings matter. One of the most difficult things to get rid of in a mix is room reverb, at least for me. In simple terms, it's the echo caused by your voice when you're singing. It bounces around the room and gets picked back up by your microphone. Now, how do we fix that? Fill your room with lots of soft furnishings. Softer surfaces absorb the sounds. It's especially important for the space behind your microphone, essentially the space where you're directing your voice. If your room's too big, your ceilings are too high, you can always consider the blanket technique. Wrapping you and your mic under a blanket to sing. I really do hope that you feel like you've learned something, but if you still have questions, do feel free to fire away and I'll try my best to help you, okay? It's not as scary as you think, so give it a go. Okay, bye for now. I'll do a mixing guide next time, okay? Alright, bye.